What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to go over a 600K Serie A team that can play in a 4-2-3-1, can play in a 4-4-2 and a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. As usual, I'm going to go through each player and explain to you why they are meta. We're going to start with the formation for chemistry, because that is obviously going to be the 4-3-3. Don't forget, I do stream on twitch.tv/NealGuides 1 PM UK time every Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday at 1 PM. I'll be streaming every single day during the week. Now, first getting into the team. Serie A players, there isn't that many good players that are really top tier. You have players like Mertens who are very, very expensive. And the other end of the spectrum, you have someone like Mertens, who's the gold card, who's very cheap, but still very much viable. So we've gone with Mertens. There is players like Lukaku, but I'll be honest, they're not really worth getting in your team. I think players like Lukaku, they're a bit clunky. And players like Ronaldo are too expensive. You can go with Immobile, but the only reservation I have about players like Immobile is the simple fact that they do really like the agility balance. So that's for me a big issue. And players like Belotti, they haven't got the special cards, or not yet anyway. You have this one, but it's not really feasible enough at this stage of FIFA. So moving over to the left wing, we have gone with Insigne. Now Insigne obviously is a very good card. Now we can afford his actual inform card as well. I'm a really good winger. Used to be one of my favourite players last year because the agility and balance, how amazing he is. And one of the best cams you can definitely buy. 5'4", really good player, can play anywhere along the front, can play even that cam role very well. And he definitely goes into the team. Now on the opposite end, we've gone with Lazari. I think that's how you say his name. Fantastic card, or base stats anyway, fantastic card. He's the record breaker card, or the Halloween card, what it's like to be called. 3-star, but he does really have that good finishing and he has a good agility balance. Now, where I would probably see him is more feasible playing him on the wing as opposed to a cam role, but he can play in that cam role. He is, of course, 5'9", 3-star, but he can play on that wing role, or he can play in that cam role. And moving over to the other centre mid, the main centre mid, we're going to go with someone like Nainggolan. Nainggolan is a good tier. You have players that are like Nainggolan on the other end of the spectrum. But to be honest, there isn't that much pace, I would say, in the midfield in Serie A. You have Vidal, but he's a tad bit too slow. You have Alberto, but he's not around enough. And Milinkovic-Savic is a decent player, but I think at this stage of FIFA, he is too slow. 72 sprint speed. But in all honesty, if you really wanted to, you can take out Raja Nainggolan and you can put Milinkovic-Savic. You can use any one of these two players for one of the centre mid role. For the other cam, or the other striker, we have gone with Gomez. Alejandro Gomez, a really good player. We can afford the inform card as well. Of course, if you don't have enough money, you can make this a 400k team by removing inform Insigne and Gomez and just going with their typical gold card. Now going over to our left, well, I'll show you our left centre mid. We're actually going to play Hakimi there, but we're going to move him in game. We're actually going to play him at right back. Now Hakimi, we all know him traditionally as to be a right back, as in terms of a player. You put an anchor on him and he becomes one of the best right backs in actual La Liga. So La Liga? Serie A, should I say. But obviously he is a right mid. We're going to be moving him around, adjusting some chemistry, and obviously on a 7 chemistry style. I'd recommend probably going with a sentinel just to get that, either if you want to get that strength up and aggression. But I'll be honest, an anchor really does get the stand tackling up. So I'd definitely say just go with anchor as opposed to a sentinel. If you really want to, you can use sentinel, but I'm probably going to go with anchor. That way you still max out the sprint speed as well. Does have a terrible, diabolical 2-star weak foot, but it's all part of the show. You'll see why in a second. So then after moving over to the left back, we have Hernandez. Now obviously his brother, I think that's Lucas Hernandez. We obviously can go with Theo Hernandez. We can't afford the inform variation. I don't think it's even worth spending that much money on a card, especially at left back. And for the left centre back, we've gone with Koulibaly, a more expensive addition to the team, especially for a centre back, but is very much worth it. In goalkeeper, we're going to go with Hernandez because I think that is the most important. You want someone that's very tall and that can defend. That's what you can say, defend and command the line. The second player you can go with is Szczesny. I do have It's kind of a debatable one, Hernandez or Szczesny. It's completely up to you. I mean, I've used Hernandez before, and I think that positioning as well, and just the overall stats in general, really do push him above. The other right centre back, we've gone with Manlas, one of the top tier centre backs in the game. Obviously, stats alone are incredible. 83 sprint speed, 85 stand tackling, 87 slide tackling, an absolute wall back in midfield. And then going over to the right back, which is actually going to be our CDM, is Cuadrado. Now, this Cuadrado card is potentially the best right back, in my opinion, the best CDM that I've used in this game. I'll put him above Atal, just because he has that 5-star weak foot and that amazing agility and balance, and of course he's got decent shooting and 5-star skill moves, should I say. I think him and Atal are different players. Atal can do everything. I think as a pure defender, he is absolutely incredible. I use him in centre back and CDM. He's one of the most if you can get him on 4 cams, just look at his stand tackling and slide tackling. 98 stand tackling. One of the best cards that I've used this year. There's no doubt about that. So that's how it is. In terms of chemistry, of course, just gonna put these all on loyalty. As you can see, the chemistry goes to 100 and goes very much past that. Get any manager you want, it's not that important because it's all Serie A. And then we have Tuca, you can go with any manager you want. So Hakimi gets 7. So how does this really look in game? Now, chemistry styles, I would say either if you're going to play him on as a cam, I would say a Deadeye. If you're going to play him on the wing, a Hunter. If you're going to play him in a cam, a Hunter, or also even a wing on a winged Hunter. So Hunter for him, Deadeye for him in cam, Hunter for him as a winger. You want him, you want to put an anchor on him. On him, you want to put a finisher. Angola, you want to put a shadow. Hernandez, you want to put an anchor or a sentinel. I'd recommend an anchor though, just to max out the sprint speed. Shadow, glove, and then for Cuadrado, you want to put a shadow on. So how does it really look in game? Now, if you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, where I said Insigne, if he does play a cam, I think you want to line up something like this. Kimi will then go to CDM, right back, and then Cuadrado go to CDM. And that's the way you have it. You have Gomez and Lazaro on either side of the wing, Insigne in cam, and Mertens in strike. I think that's the best combination you can throughout. If you want, you can put Gomez in striker. There is this kind of thing where Gomez is much faster than, well, not much faster. It's mainly to do with just the sprint speed, so you can argue he's a tad bit faster. But if you compare them, you'll see that Mertens' actual finishing is exceptionally good. The only thing that's the biggest difference is the composure. Maybe that's why there's actual viable option for Gomez being in striker, and Gomez is a tad bit shorter, and that way he's got better dribbling. Because if you look at the agility and balance, his agility balance is much higher. So either way, the way you want to do it is completely fine. You're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 or so a 4-4-2, any variation of the 4-2-2 or the second variation 4-4-2. I'll do something like this. Lazaro on the right hand side. Now I'll put Golan on balanced. If you want to, you can have a more attacking player on this side, so you can get someone else if you want to. But Cuadrado on stay back while attacking. That'll be the formation in a 4-4-2. And if we're going to go towards a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, I would say Gomez and Insigne in cam, Mertens in striker, and then Lazari as a left centre mid. Now, if you want to, you can also relegate Insigne to a left centre mid because he can play that cam role very well. But I think as a centre mid role, but as a personal cam, I think he's got the good work rate. He's obviously got the good ability to pass, dribble, shoot, and do everything. And obviously his final ball is pretty much impeccable. As I said, it's a team that costs 560k. By the time you're watching this video, the prices have probably changed. So it's probably gone much cheaper than it is. Don't forget, team season is just around the corner now. I'm recording this at the beginning of December towards Christmas time. So prices are, of course, prone to being changed. But if you are on a strict budget and you cannot afford this team, just put Gomez over there and you very simply just swap this team around and get Insigne over here. And you can very simply reduce the price down to 400k. Cuadrado is where the large chunk of the coins go. You can maybe try to get another right back if you really want to. Maybe you can play Hakimi as a CDM if you really want to. If you want a cheap Serie A player, there isn't that many good right backs. In honesty, you're better off just going with Cuadrado instead of Malca or Florenzi and just putting a shadow on him. I really do think that's the better idea to go with. So there you go, 150k. 400k, and also a team that costs 560k or 600k, should I say. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget, all social media links are down below, including my Twitch. So don't forget, Monday to Friday, 1 PM UK time, and I'll catch you there, guys. Peace out.